Celtic took it from Hearts at the death. Celtic broke Hearts effectively.
Literally.
I guess since we're on that, Celtic Hearts. What a spectacle, I should say. Great advert for Scottish football. It was great that they had like that prime time slot as well. So literally everyone can tune in. My whole timeline was watching that game as well, which was great. But yes, Celtic retain the league and Hearts are broken.
Literally. Great group, as you said, great advert for Scottish football. Great game, you know, real like intense. I was sitting there on the couch watching, it was just intense just because I didn't have any dog in the fight. Obviously, you want Hearts to win it because they haven't done it in 60 odd years. And then you're like, but the comeback story from Celtic is so impressive that you kind of want them to do it. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm just entertained regardless. When I saw 1-0, I'm going, okay, cool. This is Hearts' day. But Celtic have been known this season to be the comeback kings. So they, you know, and at home with that crowd behind them, you know they're gonna get something. So another goal goes in, and then you're watching second half's going. I'm seeing they made some good subs. To be fair, Martin O'Neill did make some good subs. I feel like taking off the centre half, and who else did he take off? He took off the centre half.
I remember he took off Trusty. I think he took off Tierney, but he swapped with left back.
Yes, but those two subs were very key because the guy I can't remember his name. This is bad of me, but the guy that came on left centre half was really pivotal in the goal, and he was pivotal in the way they were just getting the ball forward a lot quicker. So I feel like those subs really changed the game for Celtic. But I felt it coming around like the 70th to the 90th minute. Hearts were camped in, not really attacking much, not really moving from the areas. Like, okay, cool, it's 1-1. Let's try and keep it 1-1. 1-1 wins us the league. And I feel like the pressure got to them, whereas Celtic have really been here before, and all their players have really been here before. So it's a case of do what got you here. You bring on experience at halftime, like Kelechi Iheanacho, real difference maker for them this season with the goals he scored. You can see the difference in terms of just holding up the ball, the way he was turning, bringing people into the game. So you then see the goal come, which was a great move. I don't even know what the linesman saw to flag it offside at one time. I was like, bro, he was probably looking at Maida, but Maida was very much offside at the time.
Nowhere near it,
didn't even get past the ball. So great move for the finish. And at that point, I said, I feel like Celtic are going to win it. But then Celtic kind of went back in their shell a bit. You get what I mean? They couldn't clear the ball for like 10 minutes. They were like a bit rocky. And Hearts are known for scoring goals late as well. Between the 86th and 86 plus, Hearts have got the second most goals in the league. So Hearts are very similar to Celtic in terms of having scored late goals. So I was sitting there saying, Hearts will get one more opportunity, maybe two. And especially with those 8 minutes added on, I was thinking they're going to score. But then obviously, you know, goalkeeper comes up, and because you know what I'm most disappointed in? That set piece. You can't whip that set piece and get it wrong. It
was in my group chats. It was group chat. Sorry, it was on Twitter. It's like, bro, you have to at least beat the first man.
That was my only thing. When he was there standing over, I was like, bro, don't whip this ball in.
Yeah.
Because if you get this wrong, they're going down the other end and scoring. You have to either drill it back post or just drill it into the mix. But if you whip it and don't get it right, at that point, whipping it, you gotta know you got the whip on lock. You gotta be a Trent. You gotta be able to whip it round the first man and give your team an opportunity. As soon as he hit the first man, I said, game over. Game over. And then, you know, Celtic Park went into a frenzy. And obviously the sad side of it was probably that the Hearts players were getting assaulted by Celtic fans at that point, which doesn't need to happen. You won the league. Why are you assaulting their players? They ain't done nothing to you. They're just trying to play. So great advert for the game. It was Scotland. But you know, commiserations. We said that a lot this week, but commiserations to Hearts.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact that they're cool Hearts, bro. They're the players, the fans. They are not. They must be in tears still right now, even though that game finished like narrowed 3 hours ago. They'll be devastated because for the players, the club, they're probably thinking, when are we going to get an opportunity like to do what we've done this season? They led the league for 226 days. Celtic led it for 1 day.
Today.
No, they let it, I think, at the beginning of September or sometime in September. But
Oh yeah, and
they
then
then
today.
re-let it. Yeah, today it's just like, bro, we've not had a non-Celtic or Rangers league winner since 1985, which was Sir Alex Ferguson's Aberdeen, innit? So, like, Hearts would have really created history. And on that as well, they've missed out on Champions League, which, yeah, it's a tough one to take for them, especially like in the fashion that they took the league. Because in the first half, I was actually surprised and happy with their approach. I thought they'd start the game nervous, and they actually did. Like, first 5 minutes was a bit cagey for them, but after that, they settled well. And people were saying Celtic looked nervous, and I was like, I don't think Celtic were nervous. I just felt like Hearts had set up so well. Celtic were trying to dissect how to break them down, and they couldn't really do that in the first half. Shackman, skipper, gives them the lead. And then literally a few minutes later, penalty. A penalty in Celtic's favour again, which this one was. I don't like these penalty decisions, but I can understand why they're given. Do you know what I mean? Because when you slide like that, you can't actually do nothing. And it was kind of close, but again, your hand fully blocking the cross, innit? So it's just like, is what it is. Whereas the other day, when all these Celtic fans, thank you, and keep them coming on our TikTok and even on YouTube as well, actually, saying if we're blind and stuff. It's funny because literally it's no bias, but they're the only ones that I've literally seen the midweek one say it was a penalty. And I understand why, because I said it at the time, for those that haven't watched the longer clip. But just like in terms of how the ball traveled when it hit his head, in my eyes anyway. But that's a conversation for another day. That's more so for Hearts to battle, because after that game, their manager was fuming. So I'm actually interested to know what him or the players will potentially say after today when the dust settles and stuff like that. But again, credit to Celtic. Like you said, Martin O'Neill made big subs, taken off a centre half or midfielder, Osman, the youngster, got a goal and an assist. He's the one that scored the third goal. But the bravery to more so just because, again, the left back that you said came on Sriracha for Tierney, he was more that way. Like, he was so that way. And him and Osman is like they lifted up the team themselves, isn't it? Because that's when you could see Hearts started to get really nervous. And then, they've got the quality, obviously, to do it in this kind of fashion. They probably haven't done. Because McGregor, their skipper, said after the game, people wrote us off. That's what makes it all so sweet. And I'm like, bro, people on my timeline were like, guys, you guys win the league like every year. And McGregor's, before you go, McGregor's got 11 league titles and he's only 32.
This is the thing. A real Celtic legend, him. But when he said that, I'm just going to carry on from your point. When he said that, they wrote you off. I was sitting there thinking, bro, no one really wrote you off. You guys just had like two managers that didn't do well for you this season, and then you steadied the ship at one point. No one wrote you off. The Scottish Prem's one of them leagues where you can go on runs because you're playing against the same team so often that you guys know most of the time you're going to go into their building and have more fans in there than they're going to have their own fans. So you're going to have domination more often than not. Celtic are going to be the dominant team and are more likely going to win, be favorites for every single game they play. So, like, I don't see it as people writing them off. I just think when you were so far away and the way you were playing at the time, it was right for everyone to say, okay, it should be Hearts to win the league. And really, we're thinking Hearts should have won the league anyway. I think Hearts messed up when they did they not lose to Rangers a couple of weeks ago? But they beat them 3-2. I remember.
Hearts Rangers. No, they beat Rangers 2-1. Actually, they drew the following game. They drew the following game away to Motherwell 1-1.
That was it.
That game was on TV. Actually, I remember that one.
That was it. Them drawing to Motherwell was probably the end of their. Well, not the end, but you draw that game. It's like, oh god, now you're giving Celtic a chance, and you gave Celtic an opportunity to get in, and then Celtic go and win. Yeah. And you know they're going to face you at the end of the season, last game of the season. And you know if it is that, it's going to come down to, at one point it could have been goal difference, but now it's going to come down to the fact that It's just going to be one game. If they win, they're title winners. If you win or draw, you're winning title. So I think when Hearts look back on the season, they'll look at certain games and go, that's what messed us up. Instead of blaming a decision that was in the Motherwell game that went for Celtic, I think they have to look at themselves and go, we messed up at this spot right here. Because being that clear, you shouldn't allow Celtic, a team like Celtic, to get close to you. Because if you do, you know you'd rather be the hunter than the hunted. And it's been shown.
It's basically kind of like in the Premier League, you don't want to give Man City a sniff to chase you. Because we're seeing it currently now. Obviously, again, Arsenal are in control again. But the blip and everything is like, these are teams like, they're used to doing it in their current iterations. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like, and it's part of their history now. So it's like, okay, you've given us a sniff. All right. And then I was just saying before today, Celtic had won 6 straight from losing a game, whereas Hearts had lost, I think a loss or maybe a draw in that span. Well, obviously the draw that stated. So they had 2 draws in that span.
Yeah.
But they didn't lose. So it's that is fine margins, isn't it? And you're just gonna then look over the course of the whole season, in that sense. But it is a very tough one. I think. But that's the beauty of sport. That's the beauty of football, especially like someone tweeted something a couple of weeks ago and I was like, football. The reason why football is number one is because it has consequences. As bad as it sounds, it's because it has consequences, and that's talking more so like from a relegation point of view and stuff. Obviously, that weren't the case today, but it's like, bro.
No, it's true. It's true. Like when you say that, every loss means something. Every draw means something. Every win means something. Whereas in other sports, okay, cool, you lose, you draw. I'm talking about more American sports. You lose, okay, cool, we lost this week. We lose. But nothing can happen to you at the end of the season by losing every game. You stay in the same league and then you go again the next year, you just rebuild again. Do you get what I mean? There's no relegation, even in the American sport football leagues. Do you get what I mean? There's no relegation. There's nothing like that. There's just, we lose. Okay, we finished bottom of the conference. If you had stipulations where one team got relegated to the USL Championship, or there was in the NFL there was a league below, you'd understand the big differences between these wins and losses and how much money it moves the needle with as well. So, yeah, man, you're right. Football's never gonna not be the number one sport in the world. It will never not be the number one sport in the world. It's far and away the number one sport in the world as well. Like nothing even comes close.
Yeah, no, that's true. But then the flip side for the American sports, I guess that's what makes them. It keeps those kind of clubs. They're not gonna go bust because they're too vital. Do you know what I mean? So from like a financial point of view, they're always gonna make money. So like their model again, it's not that I disagree with it or anything, but like our model, their model could show you heartbreak. Our model could show you you drinking like Phil Mitchell. That's what our model. Because we've seen it across all the UK leagues. I won't even say English leagues because obviously we're talking about Scotland right now. But last week we saw it with Motherwell. Not Motherwell, sorry, the National League final, playoff final. Rochdale Bournemouth. We've seen these things, and we've been seeing a lot of our people in good positions this season where they've won and they're celebrating and we're enjoying their celebrations, but their opposition teams are like fighting out. Fighting out. Do you know what I mean? Because they had that opportunity to get promoted to celebrate the way those teams did. So. Yeah,
and it's a way of life as well, Joe. You know this as well. It's a way of life. Like relegation causes so many job cuts. Like relegation means so much in life in football, bro, because it's like getting sacked from your job essentially. Because you know some people are getting sacked from their job because there's less money in the league below. There's less infrastructure. We need less people here. Like all these players on big money, you guys got to go somewhere else because we can't afford you next year because we're not paying the same fixtures. We're not going to get as much attendance. People don't want to come and watch these games as much. So that's that's what, as you said, as a person said online, football has consequences. It has the utmost consequences, and it's never going to change. But you wouldn't want to change it because you really do understand that football can change your life, but it can also end your life at the same time. It's literally two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Again,
Before,
now I'm not going to move on. I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Big up Motherwell for getting
Yes.
European football. But before I do, I'm just going to say commiserations to Hearts, because I think you probably had the whole of UK supporting you, bar obviously Celtic fans and Catholics like Jacob, and then congratulations Celtic fans. You guys are all up in our mentions, and I flipping love it. As we said, we are neutral. We did want Hearts to win, but no, it was great to see you guys create history again. Obviously, you guys continuously more or less win this league, but the way you did it, and for it to be showcased like that, not just out in this country or on this particular island, I think a lot of Europe probably tuned in watching that, even in the US as well, because I follow a few US pages, and I saw them saying one channel that it was meant to be on had particular streaming issues, so it went on CBS, I think. So yeah, like what a way to win a title, because I don't think those are kind of little anomalies. The only thing I can think of similar in the Premier League is Man City's first Premier League when they won Aguero. So yeah, great to have that moment. And yes, big up Motherwell for getting European football.
Yes.
Big up Regan. Come on.
Big him up. Big him up. I believe so.
Yeah.
Big him up every time. Obviously, getting the win against Hibs after they were robbed on. We can now say it because Celtic won the league, but after they were robbed the other night of a point that would have.
They feel they were robbed.
Yes. Yeah. Let's say it that way. So, other night to now, you can see they just got back up for it, won the game today, and secured themselves European football. And it'd be a good one, man. Get to see the boy in European Conference League next year, so that would be fun. Maybe try and get to a few games, and it'll just be it's just good for Scottish football to see other teams in the competitions that we kind of want to see them in. Whereas it's always Celtic Rangers, This year was Celtic Hearts. It's good to have competitiveness, and I feel like because it's advert for Scottish football, when you see the Motherwells playing great football this year, you see Rangers, Celtic, and Hearts playing all good football this year. You're going to be like, okay, cool. Players may go, okay, cool. I don't want to go to, and this is rare because I know you're going to still want to go Celtic and Rangers, but there's other opportunities to go somewhere in the Scottish Prem. You see a lot of players like Dwight Gale when he left the Prem, he went, or when he left Stoke in the Champ, actually, he went to Hibs. You see Hoylett, he went to Hibs. Like a lot of players are going from Champ and Prem sides now to the Scottish Prem. You see Oxlade-Chamberlain now. He was in Turkey. He's at Celtic. So you see the Scottish Prem really getting a name back for itself. So and I feel like that's just good for the league as a whole, and it creates more opportunities for players to go there and play in different places. You get what I mean? It's not just Celtic and Rangers. They're not the only two teams in the league. You see Falkirk, they finished 6th, but they finished Falkirk. You wouldn't expect them to finish 6th. You think, okay, they're going to be down there. So yeah. The Scottish football looks like it's back to a good level where everyone wants to be watching it again. Everyone wants to be kind of playing in it. You're looking at more games than just Celtic Rangers, the Old Firm derby. You're looking at more fixtures. You're looking at Motherwell versus Hibs. You're looking at weird teams just play the game because there's an interest in the game up there. So yeah, man, it's good, and big up Motherwell again.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think I've got to potentially correct myself on not just Celtic getting Champions League. I believe Hearts might have Champions League, but they'll just come in at an earlier round than Celtic. So I might be wrong. Just from looking at the table, I think they might, because I know Celtic come in at the league winners always come in at the third qualification, the final one, basically. Yeah. So I don't know at what stage Hearts come in, but from looking at this on Flash Score, I believe Hearts do get it. I might be wrong on that as well. So
Celtic can Celtic not guarantee themselves Europa League? with a if they win the cup. Doesn't that cup they play in guarantee them Europa League?
It might, because they're going for the double, aren't they? So
yeah.
Potentially, yeah. I won't be surprised then, yeah. Because they got Dunfermline, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they got Dunfermline next Saturday.